Next, we'll talk about direct proofs. With direct proofs, we typically start with an assumption. For example, we may have something that we want to prove like P, then Q. Here we will assume that P is true, and then we must show that Q must be true. So let's take an example to demonstrate this. We'll do an example if n is an odd number, odd integer, then n squared is an odd integer. And scroll this up just a little bit, give us some room. We'll say for all n, P of n, then Q of n. And then we'll qualify this, and we'll say where P of n is an odd number, and at this point we'd like to make just a little breakout box here, and we'll go ahead and cover the definition of, let's say, odd is n is equal to 2k plus 1, and the definition of even is n is equal to 2k. Now that we have those definitions out there, we can say that n is equal to 2k plus 1, and this is from our assumption. Woo! Sorry about that, I accidentally zoomed my size out. So that first line there, this is our assumption. Then we can say, all right, if that's n, then n squared is going to be equal to 2k plus 1 squared. All we've done here is square both sides. So far, just valid mathematical operations. So we'll go ahead and simplify this a little bit, and we'll say n squared is equal to 4k squared plus 4k plus 1, which is just the result of expanding out that square of what's in the parentheses. Then we'll simplify this again, say n squared is equal to, and this time I'm going to factor out a 2, so this will become 2 k squared plus, plus, and zooming out terribly, my apologies. Alright, so not sure what keeps happening there. I'm jumping. Alright, there we go. So we have a 2 factored out, and then in parentheses I have 2k squared plus 2k, and then after the end of the parentheses I have that plus 1 left over. I didn't factor a 2 from there, just from the first 2 terms of that. So once we see that we're in this format, well, what's in the parentheses here is just some number. So we have 2 times some number. We could let that be a k. So we have 2k plus 1, which means that this thing is odd. Therefore, n squared is odd. And how can we say that? We can say that because it's in the format for the definition of an odd number.